Life update, I am moving in literally less than a month, which is not a lot of time to prepare at all. Basically, my building is getting work done, so it means I cannot stay here. Right now, I don't know how long for. It's a bit chaotic, it's a bit all over the place. This wasn't part of the plan, but here we are. The moving process is always fun. That's me being sarcastic, because if you know anything about the London market right now, it is so chaotic. It's very quick, it's very fast paced. It's a very crazy time to be finding a place to live in London. I don't know how this flat hunting experience is gonna go, but I thought I would vlog it and bring you guys with me, and we can experience this stressful journey together. In terms of area, I don't have a specific area in mind. It's very open to where I can see myself living. I'm thinking a budget between 1,700 to like 2,300. So I'm thinking like a studio to 1 bedroom, potentially 2 bedroom, depending on what area. That's basically what I'm looking for. Right now, I just want to get a bunch of viewings in, see lots of different areas, see what the prices are, what the area's like, which one I gravitate to the most, and hopefully just find a place successfully. Because even if I find a place I love, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Also, I would love to hear input in the comment section, which ones you like, which ones you don't like, if you know the area, any suggestions. All of these things are super, super helpful, and I would really appreciate to hear your advice as we're watching this video. But yeah, come along to the viewings with me. Let's go. Today is day 1 of flat viewings. I am going to Clapham. We're going to the south of the river. I don't really venture to the south of the river that much, but it is cheaper there. Wow, I haven't done this in a little while. Flat viewing in London is like a whole different ball game. Things go so quick. I might view this today and it might be gone tomorrow, which is so stressful. Let's go. One thing I like about flat hunting is that it's also a good opportunity to explore parts of London I wouldn't normally go to. Walk around and have a feel of the place and see if it's a kind of area I could see myself living in. I feel like different areas have different personalities, and I like to imagine like what kind of person I would be in this area. This flat was 1,950 for a 1-bedroom apartment. This was not only my first viewing, but it's also the first viewing where the tenant was present whilst I was there. I felt so awkward filming this guy in his home, and he was just there looking at me do it. Part of me was like, listen, I need to get my content. But another part of me was just like, I wanted to be swallowed by the floor. This was so awkward. I mean, he was lovely, very helpful guy, answered all my questions. And as I can see by his TV screen, a YouTube fan. We love a supportive king. Let's hope he doesn't come across this video. The main selling point was the natural light. Oh my god, did this place have an abundance of natural light. I think the fact that this place was still lived in kind of threw me off though, as I could see things everywhere and things were a bit messy, a bit all over the place, and so that kind of threw me off. But beyond that, this was a very nice flat. It was on a main road opposite lots of shops, amenities, and really close to public transport, so that was great. The only thing I wasn't sure on was the lack of storage. I come with a lot of baggage, in all senses of the word, but mostly in clothes. And this bedroom situation is a lot smaller than my current setup, so yeah, it would be a bit of a squeeze, but overall I don't think this would be too much of an issue. It does come part furnished, but the real question is, do I want to live south of the river? That was chaotic. General vibe, I don't know. I couldn't see myself in that one. I felt like the bedroom was too small, but I don't know, maybe. We shall see. Clapham is cool area though. Like, look how busy it is. I guess this is what it's like in the south. We are only 1 viewing in, and already I can sense the chaotic energy. Like right now, there's a lot of demand, but not enough supply. So that's why the prices are like crazy high compared to when I first moved to London. This property is on the cheaper side and it's still 1,950. But I did like the property. It is the second day of viewings. I'm seeing quite a few today because I'm still figuring out what I even want. Day 2 of viewings in East London.
Fortaz, she means North London. All this moving must be getting to her.
Let's go. I found the first viewing to be too dark for my liking. As you guys know, I am very big on natural light. It really lifts my mood. The yellow lighting just wasn't working for me. The kitchen was small but cute. I did like the somewhat open wall element looking into the living room. I thought it made the place feel bigger. bigger. And generally, the living room was a very decent size. The bedroom was so big. I loved the bedroom, and it also had a lot of storage, so no issue there. The place did have a bit of scruffs. It's not the most modern place. The apartment was definitely on the bigger side, and there was lots of space and storage, but £2,300 for this one bed didn't seem right. My gut was just saying not for me. The next place gave me an off vibe before I even saw it. The doors were very hard to open. I am terrible with keys, so if the agent was struggling, this was definitely gonna be a daily struggle for me, and I just don't know if I want to live that life. That is not the future I want to manifest. The flat was on the top floor with no lifts, and the building itself didn't look like it was maintained that well. It just didn't feel safe or appealing, and again, the doors were really hard to open. And all of these things, I don't know, I feel like I want to feel safe in the place that I live. And so already I was kind of like, oh, I don't know about this one. But once we got inside, things looked more promising. This place was marketed as a 2-bed for $2,100, but it ended up that the second bedroom was so small, it was basically a 1.5 bed. The flat did have a strange size layout, like it was like an awkward shape, but I actually quite liked that. It added character and meant I got lots of natural light from all areas, which was great. This place was unfurnished, so I could put my own touch on it, which seems like quite a fun project in this space. The bathroom and bedrooms were all clean and well kept. The kitchen was a makeshift one. It was very random, with a hob and fridge placed in random parts of the room. Ironically, the coolest part was the outdoor space. This whole space came with a flat, which is insane. I've never seen anything like this. I'll be spending summer in the new place, so that could be fun to host get-togethers. And it was also really close to a station, which is very helpful and very handy. The final viewing was a short drive away and was a 2-bedroom basement for £2,700. This was way out my budget, but the agent recommended I view it. The door again was a struggle, so much so that the agent had to call their colleague. We were here for like a good 5 minutes, so already not feeling confident. This place was really modern and decorated to a very high level. It was a basement flat, so there wasn't a lot of natural light. You pretty much would have to have the lights on all the time, but it was beautifully furnished and I liked the white and creamy aesthetic. The kitchen was lovely, and it also had a stunning private outdoor space. I mean, this garden is insane. This is like one of the nicest outdoor space I've seen so far. This is beautiful and will be great in the summer. It had 2 very big bedrooms with lots of storage, probably way more than I would need. In fact, definitely more than I would need. In terms of space, this place was huge, and the bathroom was so nice and clean. But location was a lot further out, like it wasn't really close to public transport. It was cool to see what you can get for this price range, and it was like definitely one of the nicest finished one I've seen, but I just couldn't justify it.
In terms of what you get for your money, in terms of like size of the place, I think North London gives you more space. And the main thing is I wasn't really keen on any of them, which is a shame. Natural light is very important to me. I don't know how I feel about being in a basement. It did come with garden space, and that garden space was beautiful. I just feel like I don't know how long I'm going to be living in this place, and do I want to live in a place like that? I don't know. And now I'm starting to panic because I actually don't have that long till I have to move out. So like I really cannot be affording to be this picky. Honestly, I am contemplating South London because the Clapham one wasn't bad. Can you tell I'm a natural light girly? Because like that is the main thing I care about. North London, kind of miss. Today, I am going to be checking out West London. I love West London. West London is like the area I know the most. It just has a lot of greenery. It's much more like family orientated. I think the viewings I'm going to look at today are going to be quite different to what I've seen so far. They're a bit more period buildings and stuff, which can be quite nice. Let's check out West London today and see how I feel. The area I'm looking at is South Kensington. It's an area I really love. But because it's such a good location, it means the prices are insane. And what you get for your money is not much at all. So the only thing that I can look at here is like studio apartments, which is crazy. I went from like a 2-bed in North London to a studio in West London. West London today and East London tomorrow. And then I will have all my options and I just have to pick one. To be continued.
Wow, the sun is in full force today. Such a lovely day. Look at that sky. And we got greenery and look at the nice buildings. It's so pretty here. So pretty. Oh my God, I'm already sold on this area because it's so nice. And there's like lots of shops nearby too. So Really good location. It's so pretty. Because we're going on a sunny day, it'll be a good indication of like natural light and how much sunlight the place gets. So I'll be looking for that.
I didn't realize this when I booked the viewing, but the next 3 flats were all in the same building. The whole building was run by this one family, so it kind of felt like a hotel vibe rather than your usual private home setup. There was even an office space where you could go and raise any concerns that would be dealt with quickly. Whilst I definitely like this convenience, I'm not sure if I feel too comfortable with the setup. I personally quite like having a separation between the landlord and having my own private space. All the options were studios, as that's all I could get for my budget in this area. This is a very bougie area, but it's also a very nice area. They were definitely on the smaller size. Some of the options were nicer than others. The spaces looked more like hotel rooms than a home. So this was definitely an option where I'm choosing location rather than living space. The second room was so hot, and it didn't have any like fan. So I would die here in the summer. This one was already, nope, not happening. Each place kind of had the same setup, small kitchen with literally the bare necessities. We're talking small sink, fridge, kettle, that's it. Not sure how I would feel about this over time, but the main thing I was worried about was the bathroom and shower setup, as it just felt so claustrophobic. I don't know what it is, but I have this thing about scary bathrooms. If the bathroom feels too scary, I cannot go there and pee in it. It's just too scary. But beyond that, the rooms were really nice. One of them even had a balcony, which was really cool. Again, having outdoor space like this is a luxury in London. Also, the price did include all the bills, which is really good. So that actually does change my perspective on the price actually. This one was definitely my favorite out of all the studios. But the question is, do I want to give up my space for the location?
Guys, I am walking around the neighborhood and I'm like looking at the buildings with all the balconies and stuff. I like this neighborhood a lot. In the sun, it's such a pretty neighborhood. And now I'm thinking, I could see myself living in an area like this. Like, just look at the roads. Oh, it's so pretty. I don't know, I'm confused now. I can see why it's expensive here. I have decided to come on such a sunny day too, so that's also selling it to me. I like that one of those studios had a balcony too. It's like little doll houses. I never lived in a dollhouse before. I would quite like to.
It is such a nice day today, and I think that's swaying my decision because that was an interesting viewing. I have never viewed studios before. 2 of those studios were 1,950, so nearly 2,000, which is kind of wild. The prices in this area are insane. I don't know if it's because the sun's out and that's swaying my mood, but I really like this area. Whether it justifies spending 2,000 on a studio, I don't know. Probably not. I feel like spending my summer here would be such a nice experience. I just don't know. Do I want to live in a studio? It's very much a temporary accommodation, but I don't know. I don't know the studio life is for me. I could see myself being here. This would be a very cute area for me to live. Is it 2,000 studio cute? That's something I'm gonna have to think about, but I really do like the area. Today I have viewings in East London. It is my final round of viewings actually. I really don't have long till I move. I've got like a couple of weeks, so time is definitely of the essence. I cannot afford to be picky right now. We're exploring East London and then I think I have enough to gauge out of. Be interesting to like have a wander around the area and see if I like it, if I can see myself living there. Also, things go so quick, so I don't even know if things are available anymore. There's just so much to think about all the time. It's a very pressured environment. Let's go check out East London and see how I feel.
It is 4 o'clock, which means I should be at the viewing right now, being called out by the clock tower. I quite like this area, guys. I've never been to this area, but I really like the vibe. There's like lots of people around, lots of shops, there's greenery, and this, I think it's a church. A lot of culture, and I can smell food, which is always gonna get me. So, yeah, I'm feeling quite optimistic about this. I feel like you get more for your money in this area too, so there's a lot of positives. Oh, it's quite nice.
The difference in a home that's owned and lived in rather than one that's just being rented out is huge. This place had such an inviting, warm, cozy vibe. The big window brought in so much natural light and the cool shelves and fireplace. I immediately fell in love with this one. The kitchen was small but cute and had everything I would need. I also liked the aesthetic of it. It was very, I don't know what this kind of aesthetic is, but I'm a big fan. And the fact that it overlooked the garden, which did belong to a neighbor, so I couldn't access it, but it was still nice to be able to have an outdoor space to look at. The place was very open, spacious, clean with lots of natural light.
so already ticking a lot of my boxes. The bathroom was not scary this time round and really inviting, so we love that. Bedroom was also light and airy. It looked very Pinteresty. I could really see myself living here. Can you tell I've fallen in love with this one? The owner said that the place could come furnished as it is, so everything you see would be how it would come. So that's something to bear in mind. The estate agent said that this was the first day of viewing and it was getting a lot of interest and wouldn't stay on the market for long, so there was a high chance that the price would be increased as people were more likely to bid higher than the asking price, meaning I could be outbid and it could go off the market very quickly. Basically, I needed to make a decision ASAP.
Oh my god, guys, that place was stunning. Oh my god, it felt like a movie being in there. You can tell the difference between a place that's owned by someone who's like renting it out, but it's their home, and a place that's just like for rent for people, because that place was so homely and so nice. And they said that I could keep it with all the furniture in it as it is, so it'd be like that. That's quite nice. And that's the same price as the studio in South Kensington. That's kind of wild. I'm really sold. Also, these buildings, they look very like historical. I don't know how to explain it, but they look like I'm going back in time almost. I don't know if you could tell, but I've kind of fallen up. That was the first one that I saw that I was like, wow, this one's nice. And worth the money, for sure. Oh guys, I've already started envisioning it as mine. I love what she's done with the place, it's so cute. Okay, we're making progress. Or are we? I don't know.
I have good news! I have found a place, which is very exciting and also incredibly relieving. As much as I love flat hunting and it's so fun to go and see different places, envision yourself in different homes, and it's quite a fun experience, it's also quite stressful because you have to make a decision by the end of it. I feel like now I'm a lot more cautious going into these things because when I first moved to London, I went for one of the first flat I liked, and then it ended up being a terrible experience for a whole year where everything was broken and didn't work for a whole year. We've come a long way from there. I have found a place, I'm really happy with it, I'm really excited. It's actually not in this video because my circumstances have changed, so the place that I've ended up with makes more sense for my situation right now. Good news is I have found a place, I'm really happy with it, I feel like it feels very me, and I don't think I've settled, and I like the area and all those things like that. Definitely check out my next video to see where I'm going to be staying. It's been really fun to actually explore different areas and go to a bunch of different viewings and figure out what I like and what I don't like. I think any experience where you get to learn more about what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, what your needs are, what you want, is always a fun explorative experience. And I feel like flat hunting is a good way of discovering that, you know? I feel like your home is such an important part of you. And so in these moments, you really do figure out like, oh, what are the most important things that I need? What doesn't matter to me? What am I willing to compromise on? It's just a very interesting experience. Chaotic and stressful, but fun and interesting too. I'm gonna be vlogging the moving process on my second channel, so expect a lot of moving vlogs there. If you wanna check that out, I'll leave the link to my second channel down below. It's ClickForTaz. Thank you so much for watching this video and coming along with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on all the places and which ones you liked and what you thought about the places and the budgets and the areas. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you're excited to come on this journey with me to my new home. I love you lots. Please know you matter, and I shall see you guys next time. The next time you see me, I'll be in a different home. Wow, okay, crazy. I will see you guys next time in my new home. All right, let's go, bye.
It's about time for me to go. Like I dive deep. Like I'm last week night with the flow here.